Okay, now we've installed Exchange. Now I didn't put you through all that on the video, but what I did is I went and ran the deployment tools, then I ran forest prep, then domain prep, and then setup. Now that entire process took a little over an hour. So keep in mind, this is not going to be a real fast thing. It's going to take you a little time to get this set up and going. Now, I want to show you here what happened as a result of the Exchange setup. The first thing I will do is go to Start All Programs, go to Administrative Tools, and go to Active Directory Users and Computers. Now, if you remember in an earlier video, I showed you that in Users, we didn't have any Exchange groups. Notice now there's an Exchange domain servers and enterprise servers. And so these have been added to Active Directory. So those groups were added for us as part of domain prep. Now something else that happened, let me go back into Active Directory users and computers. And I want to show you something else that has happened. And I didn't show you this earlier. But if I go into one of my users, for example, the administrator, if I right click and go to properties, I now see some Exchange tabs showing up on the user accounts. Notice email addresses, Exchange features, Exchange general, and so forth. We'll come back and look at those a little bit later on. Now, the main thing that's happened is when I click on all programs now, I see Microsoft Exchange, and notice I can open the System Manager. And this is where I'll do most of my administration with Exchange. And you can see that this looks very similar to previous versions if you're familiar with a little bit slicker look, I guess. Slicker being another Tennessee technical term. So those are the basic changes visual that I can see from Exchange. There are others. I want to go into all of those. But I want you to understand that the installation process extended Active Directory. It added Exchange to the machine. And so now we're ready to move on, and in the next video I want to touch on clustering because they're going to mention this on the exam. It's one of the stated objectives on the Microsoft Exam 70-284. So we'll talk about some clustering issues in the next video.